Hi everyone, welcome back to Pete's Garage. In this video we're going to talk about LED lighting for your car. Adding LED lighting, whether it's to the interior or exterior of a car, can be a really cool effect. But there are different types of LED lights, different types of controllers, remote controls, and the controller that actually controls the light. An easy way to get a package for your car, if you don't want to research the components yourself, is to get a kit like this. This is an exterior auto LED underglow kit. This is made for actually under the car. This is made by SUPAREE, this entire kit, and it comes with everything you need to install LEDs on the outside of your car. I'll put a link to this product in the description of the video, and again, this is for exterior lighting. They do make kits for interior, so visit their site and find out what you need. Now, before we install this, it's important to understand the difference between an interior and an exterior LED light and the different types of LED lights, whether it's going to be just a regular white color or it's multicolor, and what the different controllers do. So let's talk about that first. The basic components of every LED system are the power cord, which gets hooked into the electrical system of the car, the controller that controls the LED lights themselves, and that is controlled by the remote control, and then we need the LED lights themselves. Now there are different kinds of connectors and different types of controllers and different types of LEDs. So let's talk about those really quick so you can pick which ones are right for your application. Now this particular kit comes with 3 different types of power controls or power cables. This is a hardwired one where you wire this right into the lighting system of your car and it plugs right into the controller. It also comes with a controller that you would wire into your electrical system, goes into the controller, and you have a on-off button, which is kind of nice. This also has a fuse built right into it. This one doesn't have a fuse built into it. And you also have the one that plugs into a cigarette lighter or a 12-volt outlet that plugs right into the controller. Those are your basic types of wiring that will come with the kit or that you might need to get. So let's talk about the controllers themselves. Now, depending how you want to control your LED system really determines what kind of controller you buy, this controller. Because you can either have a controller like this, which is infrared, which means this has to be pointing at the infrared sensor in order to turn it on and off. This controller is RF, or radio frequency. You don't have to have this pointed at this controller. You can have it pointed in any direction because it works off of radio frequency. And last is a Wi-Fi controller. Now, Wi-Fi controllers hook up to your internet at home, and obviously if you're in your car, you're not going to be hooked up to the internet unless you use your Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone. So different controllers work different ways. If you have a line of sight to the power source, infrared will work fine. And honestly, they're almost all the same price, within a couple bucks of each other. So just decide what you want. I like the RF one because it's very easy to control, and the controllers are very effective, and they're a little smaller. The infrared ones are a little bit bigger, and I have the Wi-Fi ones as well, and they all work equally. So choose which one you want to use, and they're all going to come the same way. The controller itself is going to have the controller portion, and then the power coming in and the power that goes out to the lights. If you buy a controller that's RF, or radio frequency, it usually is also Bluetooth, which means if you look in the instructions that come with it, there will be a QR code, and all you have to do is scan the QR code and download the app. And the app gives you all kinds of functionality, from choosing colors to different scenes. You can set up different schedules for on-off. It'll go to the beat of the music, or microphone along with your voice, or tap, whatever. So the apps are really cool. So if you get a RF one, get one that's RF Bluetooth, hook it up to your phone, and you'll have tons of functionality. Now there's a difference between interior and exterior LED lights. I buy LED lights by the roll because it's inexpensive. They come in 16.5-foot rolls, which makes it easy to buy and cut to length. And you can see that these have like copper strips here, and there's spots where you can cut and solder. That's what I like to do. I like to cut and solder right to length, so it's always a perfect length. But they also do come in pre-cut lengths, like this one. It has a termination on that end, and it has a power supply on this end, which is the power cord. Now here's the difference. An interior light, an interior LED strip, if you look at this, is very, very thin, number one. Okay, it's pretty thin, and you can feel the lights. It's bare. There's nothing on it, so I can touch. I can feel the LEDs. I can feel the diode there. I can feel all the stuff. Okay, an exterior light of this exact same type. This is just white. Now this is just a white light. You can see there's just two strips there, two copper strips. Those two copper strips are positive and negative. If you only have two strips, it's just going to be a white light. This is an exterior. This one is an exterior version of this, and you can tell the difference by, and I hope you can see the difference. This one has a very thick coating on it, very thick on the end here, and it's covered with silicone, and it's sealed. And as I rub through across this, it's very smooth, and it's completely encased. So when you put this on, no water can get to it. This is good for interior because if water won't get on there, no big deal. If you short out these two lands here, these two things, it'll short out the lights. This is made for exterior. Very robust. Now the difference between a white strip like this and colored, these are the color ones where you have multicolors. These are called RGB. And you can see the difference in between, number one, the lands. The color RGB is going to have 4 different lands there compared to the 2 like you have on just white. So the RGB is much more complex, and there are different types of strips. Now this kit comes with a bunch of strips, and there's different types. There's one that terminate here and one that have a connector so you can connect them to another strip, and they're all going to have the power on there. So that's the difference. Choose what you're going to buy. Do you need to buy exterior lights like this that are completely encased, or are you using interior lights? And again, I buy lights by the roll. There are many places you can buy them. And like I said, this 16.5-foot roll I buy comes with both connectors on it, and it's certified. And you know it's an external light. When you buy it, it'll say rating, the IP rating, IP65. That's an exterior or waterproof lighting. I've used these on all kinds of vehicles. I've also taken these kind of lights and installed them interior, like in showers, recessed lighting. They're excellent for that, and they're waterproof and really good for harsh environments. Now, when you buy that, there's 3 different colors. For if you're just going to use white lights, you got soft, medium, and bright lights, just like LEDs when you buy the regular LED light bulb. So choose the color tone. I want a warmer tone, white natural light, or the very bright, harsh LED. You can choose the difference there. But for the exterior application for this car, we're going to be installing the red, green, blue, so we can have multiple colors and multiple effects. Before I install any system, I always hook it up to the power supply, hook up the controller, and I put the lights in order the way I think they're going to be laid out, and I always try it to make sure it's going to work first. Make sure all the lights are going to work, all the power works, and how it's going to be installed, and I know it's going to work, so now I can install it. So the way I have this hooked up, I wanted to use the harness that actually has the fuse in it. So now it's a fuse system. It just goes to a ground on the body, and then the wiring harness hooks up and it goes down to the connector underneath the wheel well. And it goes just behind the sill plate there. So it's not in direct view. You kind of see the other side from here. But it's on the inside. It's not on the outside of the rocker panel. It's not on the outside here. It's on the inside. If you had it on the outside here, when you walk up to the car, you see it. So now you just see the light underneath. The most important thing is cleanliness. Make sure you clean the surface very well. Wipe off all the dirt. I like to use a degreaser like Prep Ball or lacquer thinner, something that's going to remove all the wax and grease. That way, when you peel off the tape, the sticky back tape, and you have it ready to install and you push it on, it's going to stay there. And if the surface is clean and you push it on correctly, it's going to stay there, and it will be fairly waterproof. It's going to stay on, and you can be sure it's not going to come off. You may have to pull back the inner wheel well or inner fender liner to get your wires hidden and move them around the wheel well. And if you do go around the back, make sure you don't attach to any suspension parts that move. I like to put some electrical tape around the connections to make sure they stay together and waterproof. And if you have to go around a heat shield like the muffler, make sure you go behind the heat shield. So take your time, plan it out, and you can add a really nice effect to your car and make it look really nice. Check out the link to the product in the video. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.